Hello YouTube, Ian from the bedroom here with this latest. First I play, then I speak. Here we go. Alright, I didn't know it was blues. Punch it up. Forget that. My arm is just not working. It's just not keeping up with my left hand. And these are like, they feel like 11-12 gauge on here. Every guitar I get from Harley Benton, it comes with 10 gauge. So I've been becoming accustomed to playing the 10 gauge. But I'm used to playing 9 gauge. I'm used to playing 9 to 46 DR pure nickel round strings that last forever. And these feel like 11-12s. See, I can't even... Yeah. So why bother? Alright. Cut the buzzing out. I was running it clean. I just have a little slap back, but you can't even hear it when it's on a clean channel. You can only hear it when it's on a dirty channel or with the overdrive, because that's when you could hear that second, that repeat. It's going through my my Demon FX Andy Timmons clone, just the overdrive at it's like between 9 and 10 o'clock. The gain and the volume. And then I kicked in with the Marshall amp, and that's always at 5. The gain is always at 5 because I always stack the two, because that's the way to do it. I showed you a while ago. It's the lore. It was in writing in black and white, plain as day, clear as crystal. And you have to stack an overdrive pedal or distortion pedal with a gain amp, or overdrive amp, or distorted amp. It just sounds so much better. So, what had happened is, one of my YouTube subscribers, he lives right up the road, and we met by him coming here to buy one of my guitars, one of my Harley Bentons, I do believe. And I every time he sold a guitar, I have a card with my name on it, phone number, email address, Facebook thing, and then my channel for Bean Olsen Guitar Junky for YouTube. And he says, "Oh," I said, "Oh, here, I have a YouTube channel if you want to check it out." I give him the card. He goes, "Oh, I got a YouTube channel too." So since the sale, he subscribed to my YouTube channel. I subscribed to his YouTube channel. I checked at one point. At one point, I wasn't subscribed, so I had to subscribe again. I don't know what happened, but we kept in touch via text, and once in a while a comment on one of my videos on my channel. Nice guy, like I said. He lives up the road. I think he's in Oldsmar or something like that. He's not far from me, from Palm Harbor. So he sent me a couple pictures of his guitars, especially after I put the chips in of the Greeny Moore behind me. And he's got a Peter Frampton Chipson, black with 3 pickups, looks beautiful. And he's got 2 Ace Frehley guitars. One is the Ace Frehley Custom with these square inlays. I believe it's a rosewood fingerboard, not an ebony like it's supposed to be. And he's got a, I think it's a Bokakan, a Bokuda, or Bokatan, something. Boker, I ain't got the name for it. He's got the Les Paul Standard, because Ace always used the Les Paul Standard Deluxe, with the Cherry Sunburst and the 3 pickups. And I think one of the 2 guitars he actually upgraded the pickups. I don't know if he did all 3 or just 1. So I had mentioned to him, because I have like 8 things on Craigslist down here. I've got maybe 6 guitars and 2 amps. I said, "Would you be interested in trading one of your Ace Frehley guitars for one of mine that I have on Craigslist at equal value? Besides that cheap Joe Satriani Ibanez guitar over there, that's only $200, unless I get reimbursed. I'm still waiting to see if DHgate's going to reimburse me the $149.11. I'll sell that guitar for $100. I got a guy offered me $150, but if I get reimbursed, he could have it for $100. But if I don't, I don't want to lose that much money, so I'll keep it for 2. So yeah, so the other ones that I have on Craigslist, they basically start at $350 and work their way up, anywhere from $350 on up to $800. So I said, yeah, if you want to look at whatever I have at equal value, or at the same price value, however I phrased it, let me know. So he said, okay, I'll think about it. And that was like last Thursday or Friday of last week. I didn't hear from him over the weekend, so I figured that's a no. So what I did was I started, a search on Ace Frehley guitars, and the first one that popped up was this one, along with, I should say, this is the third one that popped up. The first one that pops up a lot is the Ace Frehley Kiss guitar. That's an Epiphone with a rosewood fingerboard. And then the other one was the one that I had an opportunity in the 90s to buy brand new from the guy at the music store. I used to train him and his son in martial arts, and I did bodyguard work for him because he was a producer, or whatever you call it, publisher, whatever you call it. Him and the keyboardist from the Billy Squire band. They started having bands come out, Beth Hart and Foghat and stuff like that. And because I trained him, he asked me, and because I also did armed security, everything you could think of. He asked me to become a bodyguard for him, and he had one for sale, brand new, the USA Gibson with the ebony fingerboard and the lightning bolts going down. And I remember at the time it was like $2,000 or something. I was like, whoa. And now that guitar is anywhere from $5,000 to whatever someone's willing to spend on it. So that's the second one. The third one was this here Vintage brand. Now they've been around for a while. They also do the Greeny Moore version. I've seen those used on Reverb for about $550. You could still get them brand new for like $700-800, depending where you look. And the Vintage brand has been around for a while, and I see there's a bunch of videos, especially I guess it's a hard sell in England. There's a lot of English guys that are doing videos on the Vintage brand, and they have I think they have this one, they have the Gary Moore one and Greeny Moore, I keep on saying, and then other ones. So I was like, well, $249 from AliExpress, and the guy's got 100% feedback, and it looks gorgeous, and it's free shipping. Or the Vintage brand, that's not actually a copy / counterfeit guitar, which I feel bad about. That's why I tried to remove the labels off the Gary Moore Chipson behind me, even though it still says Gibson on it. I did get the Les Paul off. I'm leaving that alone because I let people know right from the get-go that it's a Chipson made Ibanez, and the video that I put on it, I put that in the post with the ad so people could really know what they're getting. I'm not trying to pull a fast one. So I saw the Vintage one, and they had two models of this. This is the second version. The first version, they have the chrome pickups. The second version, and I believe this is a 2019, has the open zebra pickups. And it's got a AAA Tiger maple top on there, 22, it looks like medium jumbo frets on a rosewood fingerboard. These look like almost like plastic. They're not abalone, they're not pearlized, but the trapezoids, they look plastic. They look like what you're getting on the same Epiphone guitars, or like they say in England, the crown inlays. Graphtec nut, that's the headstock. Grover style tuners, and that's the serial number and the name on there. It doesn't say where it's made. I know that the first version that they had with the chrome pickups, on one of the videos, the guy said that one was made in Vietnam. This could be coming from Vietnam as well, or could be coming from same factories, because everything's in China. So if it's Indonesia, it's still China, and but it doesn't say where it's made on it. It just has the name, so if you want to see that. So this thing here, when I called up on it, I spoke to the guy, and the first thing I do, I found this one popped up. It's the third one that I saw on Guitar Center's used gear. I think it was Kansas City. So what I did was I called up there, and Saturday or Sunday, maybe it was Sunday, and the first thing I say is, yeah, I'm calling about the, this was a Vintage V1003. You have for sale. Can you grab it? The guy's like, oh, what do you want to know about it? I says, I want you to grab it, get a hold of it. He says, well, what do you need to know? I said, I want you to physically remove it from the wall and make sure that no one's playing it or is at the counter with it. That's why I do it. Okay, puts me on hold, like five to 10 minutes. Comes back. Okay, what do you want to know? I said, you got it in your hands? He goes, yes. I said, well, it says great condition. I'm a platinum customer. So what's the best you can do for me? He goes, hold on, let me check. Let me check with my manager, just like the old used car dealer kind of thing. Let me check with my manager. He checks with his manager. It was selling for $4.49. He says we could sell it for $3.99. And I said, well, it's already selling for $3.99. It's already been marked down, and $50 was removed. I said, so what's the best you could do for me? Oh, okay, let me check with my manager again. Checks with the manager. Well, we can just give it to you straight out for the $4.99 and free shipping. All right, great, let's do it. And I asked him to pull it down because, like I said, I've had it where I'm calling to buy a guitar and they don't have it in their hands, and I make the sale, and all of a sudden someone in the store is playing it, and either they can't sell it to me until they release it from their hands, or it's sold. And I've had it happen with a friend where he bought an Ibanez Gem I think it was out of Jersey, and he put it on the credit card. They didn't even know. He just was calling store after store and seeing if he had one, and they had a used one back in the 90s. And he said, okay, they had to find it in the back in the storage room. He said, okay, he paid for it. An hour later, because we were working together, he gets a phone call, oh, that's sold. Yeah, well, it's sold because the guy that found it in the back room, when he brought it to the counter, one of the employees, no doubtly, bought it in the store, because why would they sell it to another customer when it's already been sold? So, yeah, that goes on. And, the reason why, again, that's why I say to them, I want it in your hands. The manager, Chris, he hooked me up, and I got an email the next day saying, oh, it's at the store ready for pickup. I called him again. I'm like, dude, what's going on? I says, I got an email saying it's ready for pickup. He says, well, I don't think you're going to make it to the store before we close from Florida. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so either. He said, well, I have my ops manager here. Let me look through it, look at it, and we'll set it up. And he says, I'll send you my personal email and with a tracking number. He says, don't worry about it. You'll have it in a couple of days. And I did. The phone call was Monday, and I was supposed to get this on Friday the 14th, that was tomorrow. I got it Thursday the 13th, today. So pleasantly surprised. And when I asked him, he says, look, it's like a 9.5 out of 10. He said, only because you could see the covers that go around the pickups. This one's bowed in, and this one's kind of bowed out. See, it's got a little bit of a hill there. But that's it. No big deal. I could buy these for a couple of bucks off of Amazon. Get the vintage cream and replace them when I restring it, if I want to. But it's just cosmetic. Like I said, it's supposed to be set up where it's supposed to be volume, and tone. So what I believe from what I've seen, it's supposed to be volume for the neck, volume for the middle, and volume for the bridge, and then tone for all three. This one here, and it's got tape on it, on the knobs, as you can see, where it says rhythm, treble, and mid. And that's just what it does. It changes the tonality of all the pickups. It's almost like having a tone knob with a little bit of boost here, a little bit of treble there, and whatever it is. I go wah, 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 wah. And I looked at the back plate, and it is wired. It's got a spectacular wiring system. I don't know if someone had it wired separately, differently, after they got it, because I know it's supposed to be volume for each pickup, and then tone for all three. So I'm gonna have to bring it to my guitar tech and have him fix that. Other than that, it was a little sharp on the frets going down, so I had to use my sanding block and smoothing them out. It's a lot better. It's just like the Harley Benton with the S-shape body here, where you can really get down there, and the lip isn't that much because of the S-shape. You can really get down here to get to those low frets, which is great. I know Ace Frehley that he had the ones that he had. It was a Gibson Les Paul Standard Deluxe, and what had happened is he had the a custom, and he painted one black, and another one he had it cut as a double cut, and he had hacked the back off so it was smooth, and then had that painted black. I don't know if it was the same guitar at one time or if it was two separate guitars. I don't remember, but again, like I said, I'm a big Ace Frehley fan. He was my third. If I didn't say it already, it was growing up. It was Ritchie Blackmore. It was Carlos Santana, and it was Ace Frehley. I started playing when I was 8, so I was privy to the Deep Purple, Carlos Santana music, and then in the 70s, I was becoming a teenager. Kiss was all I bought every album, and I used to take the albums out, leave them on the record player, and tack their album covers, because I didn't have a poster, on my wall. And I used to come home from school every day when I first got my first electric guitar when I was 14, and I used to play to every Kiss song on the albums all the time. I wore them down to nothing. I don't remember any of those songs now. I'm also starting to forget my my songs that I played with my set list. It was like 20 songs I used to play with my band. I'm starting to forget the songs I wrote. Yeah, so, you know, it happens. So yeah, these are, you know, the fact that it's actually a brand name, it's not a counterfeit or a copy, I'm kind of happy about it. This guitar, it came, only these two strings were out of tune by a hair, but it was tuned to E. These are Diodarios on here. They look brand new. I don't know if the manager, because I said I'm a platinum customer, only because the VP down here that I know said that, you know, I was told to mention that, to make sure I get good service. I don't know if he restrung it with new strings and had it set up, but this thing is perfect. The only thing is that these they feel like 11s or 12s, because like I said, the Harley Bentons all came with 10s, and I'm used to playing with 9s, and these are really hard to play on. But yeah, just a spectacular guitar. One-piece mahogany back, one-piece mahogany neck. It does have little wings on the side that they glued on. I don't know if you could see that, but they're very faint from the back. And guess what, Cal B? They make these in left-handed versions as well as Harley Benton. Granted, this brand is a lot more than Harley Benton. I think you can get a Harley Benton for like $200-300, and these things are like $500, $600, $700. You know, maybe because they've been around longer, maybe because they're more popular, maybe because, you know, it's good quality. Maybe because it, like Harley Benton, if Harley Benton becomes as big as they are, and everyone's buying them, a lot of people around, you know, in the States know about them. They might be jacking their prices up just like everyone else did, like Ibanez and Schecter and, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, so I love this guitar. Big Ace Frehley fan. I was friends with his cousin back on Long Island, and if I was there now, you know, I don't know where he lives, but I know he travels all the time. You know, if he ever comes down here to Florida for something, I would definitely try to bring this and have him sign it, you know, with a paint pen on the back, you know, and that little guarantee that I'll hold on to this, although I don't think I'll ever sell this guitar, because it's so freaking cool, man, and it sounds good, and it looks cool, and that's all that matters. So have a good day and a better tomorrow. I'm sorry it was such a long video, but I had a lot to say, right? Have a good day and better tomorrow.